everyone, and welcome to QuiltNCode on this lovely Wednesday evening. I am Allison, and this is my brother Will, the Kilted Quilter, and we are here this evening for our disaster. We didn't name this one.
No, this is just a Wednesday night strip club.
The Wednesday night strip club, okay? And so we're in disaster recovery here in Western North Carolina, and so we're gradually trying to get back into things, and we're lucky that this is happening now because I do believe we actually have internet. We haven't had it most of the day. We didn't have phones. We didn't have anything, and that's just how it is right now. Our county is held together with duct tape.
And not even the name brand duct tape. This is the...
Right, it's the cheapy stuff.
That's a picture from the other day.
Well, Lanny says he can put up the picture from the other day of the geyser in Burnsville. That was just last Tuesday or Wednesday, when the manhole cover on the other side of town shot 50 feet in the air and proceeded to geyse for quite a long time, actually.
Luckily, it was the fresh water.
Right.
That was one of two.
Oh, and Lanny is now telling me that was just one of two geysers we've now had in Burnsville. That's great.
Well, it was two on the same day.
Two on the same day. And so, the hits just keep on coming. So we're trying to get into look, I'm making everybody get into the Christmas spirit.
Just remember to stay on the path. Don't get close to the geyser.
Right.
You can always, fall in. Park rangers get mad about that.
Right. Got to be careful. Got to be careful here in Burnsville.
Don't taunt the buffalo.
New monuments and stuff are arising every day. So we are trying to get into the Christmas spirit here, with Thanksgiving being tomorrow. So thank you so much for joining us. I hope that you are getting ready to celebrate and enjoy family. It is my favorite holiday because we eat, and I don't have to worry about I can cook. That's not a problem. I am not a gift giver. It's hard for me to figure out what gifts to give. And so I'm already thinking about y'all. And so, because this year I really will Christmas shop. It's going to happen. I'm thinking. Oh, my husband is back there laughing because he is the Christmas gift giver. He really is shopping. Like, we get our kids shirts for Christmas that have funny sayings. And so he's been going through all the shirts for the last couple of evenings. And we've been having a good laugh over some of those shirts. But I've been trying to, he's also like not in the Christmas spirit. So we went out the other day and I would sing Christmas songs and he would sing the Grinch. So unfortunately, I can't sing Jingle Bells right now and let you listen to him because he's not got a mic. We're working on that. So
you're a mean one,
right? He just like
Mr.
I do
Grinch.
Jingle Bells, Jingle Bells. Next thing you know, he starts singing. Yeah, starts singing the Grinch.
Fair, you made me buy my own Christmas presents.
And to be fair, I make him buy his own Christmas presents, but that's because he knows his size and he knows what he wants. And I don't do computer shopping because the computer might eat our money, and therefore I let him do it so that it's his fault when the computer eats the money. So
You did have a comment from Annette Simonson saying she can't wait to tell her husband she was part of the strip club.
oh yes, you're definitely part of the strip club, Annette. So yes, I hear a comment in the background is that Annette is so glad she is part of the strip club. So
yeah, you don't even get glitter all over you to give it away.
Yeah, there's no glitter involved. So there's no glitter.
Well, not tonight.
So I have no idea what Willer's got up his sleeve.
I'm just saying.
So being that the strip club, I am using the squared. It's not the mini. I think it's just, it is. It's the Stripology squared mini. It's the other one. It's the 1/8 mini or something like that. That's the other, or quarter mini. It's the squared quarter mini. And so that's the one I'm going to be showing you tonight with some new cutting techniques. And the Stripology is a slotted ruler. And so I can stick my rotary cutter in the slots to cut where I need to, making it so that I can cut numerous cuts at the same time without ever lifting my ruler.
Right.
Cutting your cutting time by 75% is what they say, and I believe it because I use it all the time.
We do not slot shame here at the strip club.
We do not slot shame.
High and boohoo left strip.
Thank you.
Although
That's
Kerfuffle's Thanksgiving was a month ago, so.
So I am using the Roxy pattern by GE Designs, and so this evening we're also using and it's I'm not going to get done with the project tonight. I thought we would, but got distracted today by disaster stuff. You know, it just happens. And so I'm using the Georgia charm pack to do this. And so if you do not know what I'm doing, then this is where I am headed. Well, I got a whole bunch of them done, and I'll show you what I'm doing next. And then in the end, I'm making a bag that is going to be very similar to this. And so this is the ultimate design. And maybe we'll finish it Saturday, maybe we won't. I decided I was going to change things up tonight. And so that took me a little bit longer than, you know, if you have watched any of my live videos, you know that I go off on tangents, and all of a sudden my design process in my head says, nope, that's not the way I want to go. And so, right. So Willard has an awesome drink planned for us. What are we drinking?
We're having the pink stripper.
We're having the pink stripper tonight for our strip club.
And I have decided that we are going to do a little blind taste test. Because,
he's messing with me again.
You know, James Bond always asks for it to be shaken, not stirred. And I could never figure out what's the difference between shaken or stirred. And why does, well, I know the difference between the action, but why does it make a difference? And does it make a difference? So we're going to see tonight. And
yeah, I'm the guinea pig. So he's going to make the drinks. And I get to see if they are shaken or stirred. So before,
well, you just get to say which one you think is better if you think there's a difference.
Okay.
And we'll decide, okay, it was the shaken one or the stirred one.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm going to step aside and let you...
And you're going to not watch.
Oh, I'm not going to watch. So
You're not allowed to watch.
Well, then, can I do one more little demo so that I can go over and sew?
It's your show.
It's our show. It's our show.
I'm just along for the ride.
Okay. So
The plan.
I am going to bring out my Stripology, okay? And so first thing I need to do is I have a whole bunch of, oh, wait a minute. Okay, so I decided that I needed to do sashing because I told you on Saturday I didn't think these little squares were going to, they were going to be big enough for the bag that I wanted to be. And when I started laying them out, I think he's already been drinking this stuff. Have you already been? Oh, he already has.
I had to see what it tasted like, but I didn't.
Yeah, a whole one. It took more than a whole one to see.
Oh, see, okay, so he has already. Lanny is telling me that he's already had a whole one in order to make.
Lanny's fibbing on me.
to make sure that it was going to taste okay. So the fact that he's already had a whole one means that I'm going to like this one. All right, so. Okay, so I have already trimmed all my squares. They have measured down to 3.5 inches. I haven't given you many measurements, but the reason why I'm giving you this one is to say that, you know, by the time I put 3.5 inch squares together, they just weren't really going to be what I was wanting to have as a substantial bag. So I, you know, not only that, but I started putting these squares out next to each other, and they were very busy. Like I just was starting to get a little overwhelmed with how to put them and that type of thing. The colors are gorgeous. That's not the case. It's the busyness, and wanted to clean that up a little bit. And so sure enough, by putting a little bit of sashing in, so the sashing are the strips that go in between. Okay, and so I have put just a little bit of sashing in between each one of those blocks. I have cut that sashing at 1 inch, and when I get it down, it's once I sew it, then it becomes a 1/2 inch of a sashing. And so I am gonna show you what I'm gonna do, and then I'll go over and sew a little bit, and Will can make the drink. So I'll move this out of your way.
So I'll have to get Rebecca to teach me how to sachet.
Right, because Rebecca's our dancer. Okay, so
Can't really see what you're cutting because of the fabric.
okay. Well, then get up and move the camera. Lanny says that you can't see what I'm cutting because the fabric in the way.
Well, I mean, you could show off the fabric and then we can move the fabric.
Yeah, so the fabric, well, I brought the fabric out because I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do for my lining and my straps yet. I think it's going to be the purple. But that yellow is just, okay. So, don't know yet. Okay, so I have 3.5 inch pieces. So I am going to take my 1 inch pieces that I've already cut, and I am actually going to fold this one in half like this. Is he stripping or something behind me?
He's interpreting.
No, he's mimicking you.
He's interpreting behind me. Man, you've had too much, dear. So I am going to fold this again.
I guess I get to drive home tonight.
Right? Grandma's in the background and she's like laughing and saying, I guess I get to drive home tonight.
I had half of one.
We don't believe you.
Where'd the other half go?
I tested it.
Oh, Grandma's now fessing up too. That,
See?
that
I-
it wasn't just him.
Fib-
It
fibs were
wasn't
being
just
told.
him, man. It
I
was
said
her
it.
too.
Fibs were being told.
So I do have a longer Stripology that I could do this with, but I'm just going to demonstrate. So I am going to use, oh, yes, I need to show you how I'm doing this. So I have lined my little guys up here on my rotary, my mat. And this is the only time I ever use lines on the mat, really, is when I am using my Stripology. And I'm cutting multiple pieces. Okay, so I've lined up 2 rows. I think there's 4 or 5 pieces of fabric in each one. And now I have lined up, oops, make you go over there a little bit more. Okay, so now I have lined up my 0 line. I've lined up my horizontal lines and double checking that everybody's good. And now I can go on the 0 line and I'm going to the 3.5.
She did it right.
He's had too much to drink. Okay, so now I have a whole bunch of these guys right here. And so I am going to take, so this is one side of my bag. I am going to take these over, and what I'll do is I will chain piece and put my purples, and then I will add other pieces to it until I have a couple rows, and then I will do a sashing strip in between. So I'm going to go do just a little bit of sewing, and that way, did we get an iron out here? We did not. And so Lanny's going to run and get an iron while Willard makes the alcohol and I sew. I love being in charge. I'll be
Never
back.
would've guessed. And the reason the bows are
What? What are you missing?
I forgot my jigger.
Uh-oh.
I can get it.
Okay. He like hopped over.
iron while you're at it.
Yeah, can I have the iron too while you're at it? So while we do that, I will give you a refresher on how we square these little guys up. Okay, so you can see that I have a square in the center and I have points going out the sides. And so I know
one's pretty
Lanny
long.
has run off to get the iron. Willow's run off to get the jigger. Oh, look at everything. Look at that. Why is it called a jigger?
I don't know.
So I am lining up. Lanny, can you get a little closer in here? So Saturday, when I saw you last, I showed you that the wonderful thing about the Stripology rulers and squaring is that you have diagonal lines and you have horizontal lines, okay? And so I am squaring on the 1/2 inch, so that's taking me in the center of the ruler, and I have a horizontal and a vertical line, and I have diagonal lines. So I am lining up my diagonal lines, and you'll notice last Saturday I was using a whole bunch of stickers. No, I wasn't. I was using a couple. Really, I decided I was going to take those away this afternoon when I was doing them quickly because the stickers were on my diagonal lines and I wasn't able to really get a good eye as to where my diagonal line was. And so I am looking at my diagonal lines, I'm looking at my horizontal lines, I'm looking at my center, and then I'm going to cut. And so I am cutting my 3.5 inch square. Wait. What?
Doing it wrong again.
I'm really glad I'm doing this before I have that drink because I'm watching what it did to you. So, I might not be able to cut
See?
after I have some.
See, she did it again.
Okay, now I have, that's the 2 lines, and now I'm going to turn it 180 degrees, and I'm going to line up again with my centers, and I'm looking at my horizontal lines. I like to square when I'm standing up. It allows me to truly see all the stuff and to make sure I'm not, if I'm back here, I mean, I do some sitting if I have to do a whole bunch, but I still like to sit like so I'm sitting over it. And this one is just, woo, a little off. Perfect one. What?
It only turned at 90 degrees.
Oh, thank you. Lanny says I only turned it 90 degrees. It's a good thing I teach robotics. Tell those kids, turn that robot 180 degrees. All right, and then I have a square. Okay, and so that's squaring using the Stripology. And now I'm going to go sew. Willard's going to do something. And, okay, I'll be back.
Now, remember, children, when you strip, you're supposed to strip from the left to the right, not the right to the left. Strip as we say, not as we do.
Did I mess that up?
Yet again.
Oh.
So tonight's beverage is the Pink Stripper. Unfortunately not brought to you by our favorite vodka, the house vodka from Weldon Mills here in North Carolina. This is truly a wonderful vodka, but probably can't get it outside of North Carolina very easily, and you definitely can't get it in Canada. I'm sorry, Kerfuffle.
I want to move her thing. If you get red stuff on there, you're probably in trouble.
Yeah, we should probably
See,
get that out of the way.
they know me. All right. Am I on the right one?
You don't know me.
There we go.
So we start with some ice in our glass.
I'm not watching.
We have 2 jiggers of our vodka. Little melted. I don't want extra water to mess up our taste test. Now our recipe calls for pomegranate juice, but I went with a different antioxidant because it was available. And it's very similar in flavor. This is tart cherry, which is also 2. And then we have pink lemonade. And that's 4.
Baker Jeeker.
Yeah. Get a double jigger.
Are you making them at the same time since I can't see?
Yes.
So do you want double ice in the second drink?
Do you want double ice in the second drink, Will?
I do not.
Right, don't mess it up with a trick of like, oh, well, that one has more ice in it. That one is shaken.
Yes, that one is shaken.
Go back and watch the instant replay. I'll tell you on my phone.
Do I have to spit it out after I try it?
No, you will be able to swallow it, but I believe there's something that's a dead giveaway here.
The couple says that looks like an interesting thing.
It's basically if you've ever had cherry limeade or a cherry lemonade, it's an alcoholic cherry lemonade. It's very good. So
We could blindfold her.
that we could. We could find some fabric. And then
I can close my eyes. I'm good. I'm
Put
good at
this over
closing
her
my eyes.
so I guess I should make my mother one.
Ah,
Do you
why?
like shaken or stirred, mother?
She's already had half.
Makes no difference.
Oh, I'm done over here. I can come over whenever you're ready.
You can come over.
Do I have to close my eyes?
Yes.
Make sure I don't step over any cords.
Here you go.
Okay.
Step forward.
Okay.
One more.
Okay.
Turn to your left.
Okay.
Turn to
All
your
right.
left.
Mhm.
All right.
Hi everyone.
Careful with that iron.
Oh, where's the iron at?
In his hand.
Oh,
Which one do you think? Here you go. First,
I want the drink, not the iron.
put your hand out. Not that one. There you go.
Okay. This
Are you gonna
is,
be able to get it to your mouth without knowing where it's at?
so I'm testing whether it's shaken or stirred.
No, you're just testing whether you
Whether I
taste the
like it.
difference between the two.
Ooh.
Okay, put that one down.
Who was it? Allyson said we'll never sell a wine before its time.
Right.
Right. It didn't feel like it was going someplace. It should.
Lanny, see, I was wondering if she'd be able to get it to her mouth without being able to see it.
She did.
All right. Where's the other one?
So Annette says, sounds yummy. She doesn't drink, but she had cherry lime slurp, liquid CBD and THC stuff, and her Green River soda tonight. So
Ooh. There's no difference between these two
See,
whatsoever.
shaken or stirred doesn't matter. Now,
So
which
if
one do you think is shaken? Which one do you think stirred?
Okay, that's shaken.
Thank you. See, it's the only difference is you get a little foam. It would make it. Okay, if you had one that called for an egg white,
Uh-huh.
then it would definitely make a difference if it was shaken or stirred.
Right, but I mean James Bond always gets like
The martini, shaken not stirred, which doesn't
a martini is
matter.
could it be that one gets ice and the other doesn't? In other words, does he shake it
It
over
would,
ice?
yeah. I mean, you shake it with ice, so it would chill it, but I guess you're watering down the liquor a little bit because martini's just gin poured into a glass that's had vermouth swirled around the edge.
I'll tell you what, it's really good. Now, you were telling me you used cherry too. Did you tell them that instead of
Yes.
the pomegranate? Okay.
No,
Instead of pomegranate juice, we used the cherry.
pomegranate, or was it
It was supposed.
cranberry?
Well, oh yeah,
Oh,
right.
it
It was
was supposed
supposed
to
to be
be
cranberry.
Cranberry.
And it's
Either way, the cherry.
it's
think
the
I-
other antioxidant meat.
Oh, he's making another one?
There's a
How many of
third
these are we
person
gonna
here.
drink?
Does Lanny get a swallow?
Do you want to swallow, honey?
At some point.
You may have a swallow. God, that's good.
Well, it was just a fluke that we found the cherry. 'Cause he went back.
Made a mess of my cutting table.
Of course he did.
That's great. We mix all this nice red juice over this all wonderful, beautiful fabric. Mm. Yeah, I couldn't even taste like the fuzz or anything. Okay. I've not had much to eat today.
You want some of my chili?
Mom says, "Do you want some of my chili?" She's eating chili in the background.
It's mostly black beans.
Okay, so I have gotten two. I have put two strip sets. Okay, so you need to stop laughing. I have put 3 strips in between my squares here, and then I'm going to go ahead and iron them really well. And you can see I am very conscientious when I'm ironing about which direction the fabric wants to lay. Okay, so sometimes the fabric will tell you exactly where it wants to go. And in all 3 of these, they want to go toward the inside. I'm going to let them. I'm not fighting fabric. So oops, I'm not hot. So, and I'm going to move over here. There we go. And so when I'm, let me see if it's going to do it. Yeah. Okay, so when I'm pressing these, I usually press like that, and then I come in here and press like that. And so that I'm going toward the center. I'm not pulling my fabric, just keeping it out of my way. And then I can turn it over, and I can come the other direction. And I like steam. I like a lot of steam. And so I go ahead and steam. And you notice I'm doing this before I go and put on my other strip. So
can anyone tell me why it's supposed to be polite to drink with your pinky out?
I think it's just fun, right? It's just fun. Okay, so this is going to be 14 3/4 if I've done it right. And if I can read the cutting table. Okay, it is 14 1/2.
Bonnie says good evening.
Good evening, Bonnie. So, no, it's now 14 3/4. As I stretch it just a little bit. The reason why I'm saying it's 14 3/4 is because this has measured out to be 14 3/4. And so I just want to make sure that everything is going to be even. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make a long strip that I'm going to put, so I do 3 longer strips. So these 3 are longer strips. And I'm going to put those in between my rows. And so I'm going to make a longer strip, and that longer strip is going to be 14 3/4, and I'm going to make that sucker work because I want to make sure that my thing is square. And that is with any quilt, anything that you're sewing, you want to make sure you're doing it square. And so the last thing you want to do is just take and put strips on there because you're going to mess them up immediately.
Unless it's round.
Well, I mean, you're going to mess it up too if it's round. So, especially if it's you doing it. So,
Yes.
so.
Drink recap. We have 2 ounces vodka, 2 ounces of cherry or cranberry or pomegranate juice, and 4 ounces of pink lemonade.
What is it?
And it is called the Pink Stripper.
We're going all in on the strip theme, okay? And Lanny's kind of worried. We have to tell you this. Lanny's kind of worried that YouTube's going to cut us off because we are going all in on the strip theme. So, you know.
So you know there's a myth about getting drunk faster if you drink beer from a straw. Apparently, shaken versus stirred, because you only had 1 sip and you were gone.
It doesn't take much for me, though. I have not had much to eat today. They tried to get me to eat something, but we did have like a nice turkey dinner. We're still, sometimes folks are still bringing in some free meals, and so it was nice and they're, you know, bringing in turkey meals for everyone today, and so we were able to.
But it won't ruin tomorrow because it was a smoked turkey. It was very nice.
It was very nice, and so it, you know, and they're setting up. I mean, if you're a local, you don't have to cook tomorrow. I mean, they're really putting out all the stops for us, and that's really sweet.
Higgins is hoping to serve about 2,000 meals tomorrow.
So Higgins Methodist Church, Laney just told me, is hoping to serve 2,000 meals tomorrow. And those are takeout as well, and they are delivered. And so if you need a meal here in Yancey County, please let Higgins know. I'm sure, how do you reach Higgins, Laney, to...
I'm working on forwarding the regular phone number.
And he is working on forwarding the regular phone number if you are interested. They were able, we're not really NASCAR fans, so that doesn't interest me at all, but...
Oh, look, they're making another left turn.
We're really not NASCAR fans. So, but Lanny said that they're doing I'm taking off the salvage right now, just so y'all know, that they're doing a NASCAR event where they got a whole bunch of NASCAR drivers to come in and cars, and they're going to be doing, during the day, they're going to be doing, what times? They're going to be doing autographs and pictures and everything for, so if you are in town, there's all sorts of festivities happening. And then I believe
And the ABC store closes in an hour and 20 minutes if you need to go get yourself vodka, because how can you go through Thanksgiving without a pink stripper?
Right. Man, they should be like,
the Go grocery store had it.
we should be sponsored.
Go closes in 20 minutes.
So I am cutting my strips at the 14 3/4, and now Will is going to, and then what I do is, because I know that my strip's a little bit on the, it just happens. Just like it happens with the borders and all that stuff. You just, it just happens. So I'm going to go ahead and pin. I'm going to go sew this strip on just so you can see how that looks. Especially since I'm doing a little bit of, I've got a little bit of extra fabric here on top. I am going to put this extra fabric toward my feed dogs. And so it's going to go into my sewing machine like this with this on top so that the feed dogs will take up that extra fabric. Excellent. Okay, Will is going to show you a couple of pieces of fabric that we're excited about.
It is an advent calendar of sorts. Mother, would you like to tell me what it does? And I will explain it on camera if you don't want to step over. You'll come over.
But you're going to have to interpret.
Here you go. I think we can go back. What were you doing on the night of February 30th?
Well, this is it's a panel which I machine stitched it around here. It's got just a plain piece of fabric on the back, and this little guy, there's a little story with it. Down here at the bottom it says, on day one
He looked in the
He looked in the sleigh. So here's the sleigh right here. And I put a little handcrafted eyelet because it calls for the either Velcro or snaps. And I figured what a waste of snaps and Velcro if you're only using one side of it. So I have this little hook on him. And I put the little eyelet on here.
And so over the course of
so
24
then
days.
the next day he looked around the pond and there's a little eyelet right there. And each day he has a little thing, the mailbox, there's an eyelet there. And I think by the snowman there may be one.
Yep, right there.
Where's
Okay,
the
right
chocolate?
here.
There is no chocolate. This is a diabetic-friendly advent calendar.
But it goes all the way up until finally he winds up here with the family. So it's really very simple, just two pieces of fabric and
You
the
did
little
put batting in
snowman.
this.
Yes, there's batting.
But
Now with this one you turned it inside out though, right?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, so what you did was you placed it right sides together with the fabric and the batting on the bottom, went all the way around the inside, the outside, the edges, turned it inside out.
And then
Thank
I
you.
top stitched around the edges also so that it.
Right, and you did a little bit of quilting just to make sure that it holds together, correct?
Yeah.
Vicky likes your sweatshirt.
Oh,
Right. Hey,
Oh.
Vicky.
my kitty cat.
Right?
so
Yeah,
there's
cool.
that one.
All right.
And what were some of the others we wanted to show off?
We were talking
You wanted
about...
the felt thing that I'm working on, but I don't have.
Not yet. We're not quite. That will be Saturday. So that's good for today, I think.
Okay.
Because everyone's getting ready for the holiday.
Now-
and we'll...
As a
And
matter of fact,
and
though,
he's a quick
we
to do.
still have a lot of the Shannon Fabric pre-cut cuddle kits.
Yeah.
So if you,
Do you want me to bring over...
yeah, grab a couple from over there.
Okay.
No, not the cuddles, just the kits. There we go.
Oh, yes. I remember.
So
These are great
for-
gifts
for-
and...
For Christmas, if you have not made anything for your loved one yet, these go together lickety-split. They are pre-cut, and they're with the fabric strips that are then sewn together and bound. Some of them are small and come with a backing fabric. The other ones that are larger and are more adult size, you can get the backing fabric here. We have multiple colors to choose from, but they will go together in no time. You could spend a Saturday and you will be done making this this Christmas present. This is one of the smaller ones that comes with a backing, I believe.
Yes. This
And
has everything you need.
you just sew them together. They're pre-cut, so if you've worked with Minky before, you know that the little fuzz can get everywhere. But these are pre-cut, and their quilting on the examples is very simple and as much as you need, because you can just stitch in the ditch and you're done. So if you haven't gotten started on a Christmas gift, you still have plenty of time to do any of these projects. Even our applique mousse in the back, there's still plenty of time to do that as well. Sorry?
That one's adult size.
Yeah, the adult, and the mousse covers me. So
Right, he keeps claiming all these quilts.
it's more than adult size, because I'm.
Right, he keeps claiming all these quilts, but that's a really great suggestion. Not only that, but it's going to be wonderful for like a January sew project, especially up here because we get some snow. Already have gotten some snow, so.
And it's going to be like 17 degrees next week, so.
It's supposed to be a cool holiday tomorrow. That's the first, it'll be nice to have a nice cool holiday.
And what better way to enjoy a cool holiday with a pink stripper?
I'm like,
And
not even
remember, if you like this video, subscribe and share.
All right, so you can see how by putting, Lanny's gonna get it up here. I'm just doing a little bit of ironing here so you can see just how nicely, by making sure that you have pinned everything in place, that lines up end to end just so nicely. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do, okay? I would like to know whether or not you guys think I should do, where's my purple and my yellow? What'd you do with them? I leave you for 2 seconds and you've taken my purple and my yellow. Thank you. Because I don't think I want to do this one. That's just too white. I'm not a white person, so that's not me. And then this
Only when
is
it comes to
going...
meals.
Only when it comes to what?
Meals.
Meals. I'm too white when it comes to meals? He thinks... No, he thinks that I can't handle my spice, is what he's saying. That's what it is. Yes, I know. He likes to make everything super, super spicy. I think he lost his...
I like to make my stuff super, super tasty.
No.
Spicy is one of the tastes.
If it's so spicy, you can't taste it. So anyway, this is going to be my lining, sides, and the bottom. So where's my bag? So I have sides, bottom, and handles. Which one do you guys think would be nice as the sides, the bottom, and the handles? And like I said, I'm going to use the purple on the in.
Cinnamon rolls.
Cinnamon rolls. Oh my gosh. Are you going to be willing to share that recipe?
I use a different one every
So she uses a different recipe every time. We'll let you know if this one is as good as it should be. But she's an excellent baker. And so the trick will be, like we have a 9 a.m. live. Will Grandma have the muffins done by 9 a.m. and live? So that will be... that's the real trick. And yes, you're right. She can't cook them here. And so she will just simply have to be online to tell you what the recipe is. And yeah.
I'll be here.
So that's what our breakfast is on Saturday. She's
And it's
like,
gonna-
"Oh yeah, I'll be here." But
Right, and
will
the
you
sweet- the-
have the cinnamon rolls?
The cinnamon rolls will represent the bales of hay that went down the river and got lodged in the upper branches of trees, and you can see them out in the county today.
How many is she making?
Yes, there will be thousands and thousands of cinnamon rolls.
In our yard alone, there were 4 bales of hay up against the huge round bales in our yard. So, well, between us and our neighbor's yard, there were 4 like huge, and then they're all stuck like in the creeks and stuff. And they used to have like this white, like plastic crap on them, plastic bin, to keep them safe. Well, that white is everywhere because as the bales went down the rivers or the creeks or whatever they were at that time, raging, roaring torrents, they were catching on the trees, and so their plastic was getting torn off. And so there's white plastic everywhere. And that's how you can tell just how high the river went, is because you look at a tree and you're like, oh my gosh, there's white up there.
There's hay at the top of that 60-foot tree.
Right? I mean, like, anyway, so the cinnamon buns will be representing all the hay bales that we're still pulling out. We have last story, there's down the road from us in the creek were 4 or 5 hay bales like all piled up together with trees and other junk. Well, they set that on fire. It's still burning. It's smoldering like 5 days later, and we had some serious rain the other night. So serious that I didn't sleep well. So there really is PTSD in me. I didn't think I had PTSD, but I did not sleep because I was scared our driveway was going to be gone. So anyway, all good. Everything's good. Driveway looks great.
And we're having some sound issues and stuff. It's probably internet related.
Yes,
so...
we're going to say the sound issues are internet related, and I'm done anyway. So please tell me which one I should use, purple or yellow. I'll have all that stuff cut out, and then we will also do some pockets, and we will do the handles. I don't know that we will finish putting it together on Saturday, but we will get all those things done, and I'm sure there will be a reason, kerfuffle, to use the Stripology. So we will continue to call this our stripping club, because I use the Stripology for everything. It's a strip club. It's a strip club. All right. And with that, thank you so much for helping us put our lives back together. We do appreciate you joining us and keeping us, just sane through this period of, I don't know what it is. Recovery is what it's supposed to be called. I'm not sure, though. So I'm going to recover just a little bit this way, and I'm going to look forward to the fact that in about an hour, my daughter and and her fiance will be up, and so we will be spending the weekend with family, and Kyla and Nadia will be there tomorrow, and we will have church friends, and we will have regular friends, and we will have, it'll be just a wonderful day of Thanksgiving.
Chipmunks
fun.
roasting on an open fire.
And I'm sure he's going to have a couple chipmunks roasting on it because he's doing the cooking. So I'm sure.
Catch the chipmunks.
And he says, Lanny in the background says that I don't think he can catch the chipmunks. So I wouldn't put it past him.
I just have to save them from the cats.
Oh, okay. There you go. So thank you so much for joining us this evening. Anything else?
I don't think so.
All right. Well, whatever you're drinking, cheers. And we will see you on Saturday morning.